Hola, nyumba ile ila
Okay, okay.
Na kulingana na report hapa,
we would like the members to know that we are pushing on. We have pushed on. We are doing everything possible to see to it that they get their properties, they reap something out of their properties, and this is how we have been doing it. Kiambu Murutani, to start with, was registered in the years 1983 with the name of uplifting the welfare of teachers in Kiambu district. They acquired 2 plots, namely Block 157, Kangoya, or Indian Bazaar for that matter, and Block 2/87, Kiambu municipality, where we are sitting today. In 1990, they plotted the shares to the teachers at a cost of 1,000 shillings per share for the development of Block 2/87. In 1996, Phase 1 of Block 2/87 was completed, comprising of 5 floors. In the year 2008, the members resolved to sell both buildings through competitive bidding, and they elected 13 board members. This board, unfortunately, did contrary to the resolutions by the members and engaged in fraudulent tendering process, which led to sale of both plots at a throwaway price or throwaway prices. The above board was not legally registered at the Office of Registrar of Companies, as was required of the law, which we came to realize later. It was very intentional. Block 1/57 Kangoya was sold with 2 sale agreements, one at Kenya shillings 4.6 million and another at Kenya shillings 7.5 million, against variation of 10 million. And indeed, this was the variation by that time, where that Block 1 stroke 57 was valued. It was valued at 10 million shillings by then. The price was transferred to Michael Jogona of Joaquin Commercial Agencies at a cost of 4 Kenya shillings 4.6 million, who was also the agent managing both buildings. The current board was unable to authenticate which was the correct sale agreement. Kiambu Murutani filed a civil suit at Milimani High Court number 942 of 2013, where the judgment was delivered by Lady Justice L. Komongoi on the 10th of November 2020, and the property reverted back to Kiambu Murutani Company through the judgment. Block 2/87 Kiambu Township was sold at Kenya shillings 40,250,000, where the judgment was against a valuation report of 65 million shillings. And indeed, this is the valuation report. It is with us. So when we say it was sold at a lower price, we are just but very correct, because it ought to have been 65 million, instead of the price which this plot was sold to community self-rages. January 2010, a new board of 13 members was elected after poor leadership and malpractices, which was led by the following persons. The above executive and others, after realization of the above shortcomings by the previous board, resolved to dishonor both sale agreements. That is, one of Kangoya and the other one of Block 2/87. The board held several meetings with community self-rages supermarkets, where they promised to give him the first priority on purchase of Block 2/87, provided she was willing to pay Kenya shillings 65 million, which was the actual value of the property. Then, community self-rages supermarket flatly refused the offer and insisted on paying the fraudulent price of Kenya shillings 40,250,000. In a dramatic turn of events, community self-rages served Kiambu Murutani with a court order compelling them to vacate and transfer the building unconditionally. In fact, the members have had a very great win. These cases have been ongoing for the last 9 years. So these members, when they hear that their properties have reverted back to them, definitely it will be a very big and great win. You can see the last judgment was of December 10th. That is when the last judgment was. In fact, they could not be given a better Christmas than that one. The members did not want to continue with the company out of frustrations. Otherwise, they had good intentions in forming the company. Only that, out of frustrations from the area members, they decided to do away with all the properties who are deceased. We as a board, we sat down and decided to give the shares to the next of kin if one passes on. What we are doing right now, when they bring the relevant documents, that is the share certificate, the death certificate, a letter from the chief, from the area chief, more so a letter from the entire family saying that they have appointed this person to be the next the trustee or their trustee for that matter. We are having no problem. We are transferring these years. We are in the process of renewing the registration. Once we complete the registration, that is when we'll be doing the evaluation, and from there we will be having no other alternative but putting the houses on sale.
Here as a board, and from the broad report that you have just captured, we as a board, we want to assure all shareholders, wherever they are, those surviving, those who are beneficiaries, that we are going to fast track the necessary process, and without skipping some technicalities that may later bring some complications. So let them give us patience, and as much as they have entrusted the board, are going to conclude the process and invite them for an AGM at the appropriate time. That's all we can at least tell.
Objective ya leo kitu, ya objective. Nenda kafikirio, benefit.